Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel and happy Thursday evening. I hope everyone's okay. I hope everyone is all right. This is obviously the review from the European away win, a 3-2 win away to Hoffenheim. We're going to be talking about the game. I think there was quite a lot of positives actually, ironically, to take out of the game. Obviously, there's negatives as you can obviously expect from conceding 2 goals. So we'll be talking about all that. I want to be talking about some of the good stuff. Obviously, we had a new debutant play today as well, which is obviously really great to see. So yeah, I can officially say it because we won a game. Do subscribe if you're new and you're welcome for the journey. I don't often say it, and it's bloody nice that I do get to say it. Sofian, how are you, mate? Spurs, Jazz, Steampunk, Christian, Bazza, how are we all? How are we? I hope everyone's all right. Look, obviously there is more Europa League football going on now. It's a second batch of games. To give you a heads up, I just looked for next week's Europa League football. Everyone is playing at 8 p.m. So you will know how the league table adjusts as the games go on. So we will do that. But obviously, Manchester United and Rangers playing right now. The league table looks very, very different. Let's jump into the league table first and foremost. Spurs right now are actually sitting in fourth. They're sitting in fourth. We are joint with Lyon, but they have a +3 on their goal difference on us. We are 2 points behind first, so we can still finish first. You know, you never know. You then also have Frankfurt, who are playing right now. They'll be level on points with us, and they'll be in 8th. So they'll be in 7th, sorry. Galatasaray, who actually beat us, is going to be a point behind us. Manchester United Rangers play right now, as we know. Ajax play right now as well. And if Ajax win, they jump up to 13 points. Sociedad, if they were to beat top of the table Lazio, they would jump up to 13 points. So, look, all in all, was a good day. It was nice to win a game. Hey, Sonia, how are you? Excellent result. We held our nerve. Not often, Roberto. Not often. But let's talk about the game. 3-2 Spurs win. Let me bring up the... so we scored in the 3rd minute through Maddison, which is a lovely ball over the top. Maddison, I thought, great touch from Maddison. And you know what? Sometimes when you're in those positions, put it hard and put it high. That's what he did. And we won. Sorry, not won. And we scored. So happy days on that side of things. Then we doubled up through Sonny in the 22nd minute. Deflection over the top of the keeper. These things haven't been going for us. And today it did. I thought actually quite frequently, deflections were just landing at the people's feet that the team that had shot it, if you know what I mean. You know, if you had shot the ball, it landed at your teammates' feet somehow because of deflections. So we go into half-time 2-0 up. I thought we had played well. Yes, it was open and they had created chances, but we had created even more in terms of chances. And we probably should have had multiple goals in the first half, which is always the issue with Ange. His style of play gets you to the 18-yard box. What you do from there is really depending on how good you are as a player and if you can beat a man and all those things. And we create chances on chances on chances, and we are somewhat wasteful. And today was one of those times that we were wasteful. Second half then kicks off under the cosh a little bit. We rode out the storm. Obviously, referee is an absolute moron and hasn't got a clue how to referee a game of football. Gives a penalty to them, which obviously gets overturned. And I had an issue. I was talking in the Discord with obviously you guys that are in the Discord. And I was saying in the Discord, I said, what is the keeper supposed to do there? Just let the attacker have a free header, because if you go near him or sneeze near him, it's a penalty. So that I thought was poor. I don't think the referee had a good game as a whole, to be honest. But do you know what? It regardless got turned over. They then scored in the 68th minute and nervy times kicked off. Nervy times did kick off. I can agree. I was sitting there going, don't do this. Don't do this to me. I had a really great first 45 minutes. Don't do this to me. And I really think it's mostly down to fatigue because, you know, I mean, look, I thought Bentancur was partly at fault for the goal. He decided to go run off with Archie Gray to the winger for some reason, even though the ball was in the midfield area and the guy was running towards him. It was like he was scared of the ball for some reason. I don't know why. And I thought Ben scored a good game, by the way, so I'm not digging on him. I thought Rodrigo had a really good game. So all in all, not great though for that goal. Porro left out on the islands, difficult. It is what it is on that side of things. Then obviously we then scored again. Sonny scored again, and it was a trademark Sonny one. You know, the ball goes into him, step over, touch, left foot, far corner, bish bash bosh. The game was in theory over then by that point at 3-1. And Son scoring a double. I think we're all just happy to see Son's back on the score sheet. You know, apparently he never takes players on. Apparently. It's nice to see that he's quieting a few of the critics as well with that attitude. And yeah, it was a good goal. Obviously, then they scored in the 88th minute. They were just whipping balls and balls and balls into the box. I thought Radu's positioning for the second goal wasn't great, if I'm honest. He kind of left Porro between two defenders. And you're going to get Spurs fans that are going to call out Porro for that defending and that goal. It shows they've never played a game of football in their life. If you're a right back, you're told to get the guy in front of you. The guy behind you, you can't do anything about it. You have to go to the guy that's going to be nearer to the ball. Ball goes over top. You know what I mean? So, look, all in all, wasn't the most comfortable games. But I think if I can speak for most Spurs fans, isn't it just nice to have won a game? Isn't it nice to have watched a game of Spurs? And yeah, okay, maybe it wasn't the most easy of watches. But isn't it nice at 8:06 in the evening that we can all sit here and go, Spurs won a game of football. It's just, yeah, they've not ruined my evening. You know, maybe it's not the most sexy of performances, but we won it. And we should just be happy for that. We should just be happy for that, you know? And you're going to get people that are going to complain and go, but we conceded two. It's like you had like 12 first teamers available to pick from. If you're expecting 90 minutes of clinical football, you're living in cuckoo land. All right. We're happy. We won a game. That's the important thing. Spurs sitting fourth in Europa League in a really great position with Elfsborg next week at home. You think we should win that. Spurs through, not having to play in the playoffs for the Europa League. All those things are great. Okay. All those things are great. I missed some comments. Sorry. Swaggy Boost, Eric, Hawkeye, Cozy, Daniel, I've already done Roberto. He doesn't get Roberto. You can have a double. Why not? Jazz, MS. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. So look, looking at next week's games, because like I said, they're all at 8 p.m. So the league's going to do lots of somersaults next week. Just want to have a look at some of the teams that are in and around us. So Man United are away to. Who the hell is this? FCSB. Okay. Learn something every day. FCSB, Man United play away to them. They actually beat Qarabag away 3-2. Good result for them. They're actually in 7th. They're above Man United. So, you know, there's that. That's not a gimme. Obviously, Spurs play at home to Elfsborg. Frankfurt play away to Roma. That's not an easy one. And Roma, I think, need some points. Yeah, Roma are at risk of dropping out of the 24. Roma can't get into the top 8, but they could drop out of that. Frankfurt are going for the top 8. We then have Real Sociedad. They need the points at home to PAOK, who... Where are PAOK? PAOK, they have a chance of still getting into the knockout phase through the playoff system. Ajax home to Galatasaray. That's a big game because Ajax with a win, like I said, will take them into the. They'll actually go above Galatasaray with a win, Ajax. So that's a huge, huge game. They'll both be on 13 points. Just want to see who else that I need to care about. Who's it? Sorry, bear with me. Athletic Bilbao, home to Victoria Plzen, who I think, Victoria Plzen, they're in 11th at the moment. They are 1 point behind Man United. Bilbao are second. So look, you get the idea. There's plenty of teams facing off against one another that should help us out a little bit in terms of, yes, Elfsborg maybe aren't the best team in the European competition. And I've been really consistent. If you can get into a position with Elfsborg being the team that you need a result against. Sorry, I'm watching the Man United game next to me, so apologies. Elfsborg right now are 26. So they still got something to play for in terms of they can get into that top 24. Obviously, we still got something to play for as well. So a win would take us automatically through, and that's good news. Got the monkey off the back. Now go beat Leicester. Remains team, there you go. Rangers should have scored. They should have done, yeah. Big up, Annie. Hallelujah for winner. Let's beat Leicester at the weekend. Absolutely. We had good moments and not so good moments, but I'll take the win. And that's the way I'm looking at it. I'm not sitting here being like, oh, why did we not win 12-0? And you'll get those Spurs fans and they'll sit there and they'll say that. But you know what? For me, sometimes a win is a win. And sometimes you've got to win ugly. And actually, sometimes winning ugly will teach you a hell of a lot more about your team than beating someone 4-0. You know? Oh, I tell you what, Rangers are looking dangerous. My God. If Rangers win, are we through? No. No. Actually, that result really doesn't change too much for us. To give you an idea, we could still fall behind AZ Alkmaar, who will be in 14th. Technically, they'll be about 15th or 16th right now, due to two teams probably drawing as we speak. But they're in 14th and they're 3 points behind us. So you see what I mean? Next week, we're not guaranteed automatic. We need to go and win. Beat Elfsborg and win. Obviously, shout out Oluseyi, sorry. Really great to see him coming on. Obviously, not an easy time in the world of Spurs, if you know what I mean. But it was great to see him coming on. And it's always great to see, Tottenham youth playing. Okay. So really great to see him as well. Obviously, Richie getting minutes into his legs. Fair play to the man. Obviously, I don't think Richie was ever going to play huge amounts of minutes. Good to see Lancashire as well coming on for him. That's now nice to see. Mikey, I will say one thing about Mikey. Really, I obviously will enjoy watching Mikey play. We might need to have a conversation about his effort going towards the Tottenham goal. Because for the penalty that was given, he didn't track his runner whatsoever. And that's a concern for me. If we point it out for Johnson, we point it out for other players. And that's the one thing I would say. We've got to be fair. We can critique maybe your less favourite of players. You critique the players that you really, really like. And I thought the effort level wasn't there for that. That's all I'm saying. And can I say for the players at the back, I thought Austin in the first half made a really great save down to his right, gets his hand to it. It stops the ball dead, basically. That's how much he was stretching out for it. I thought the two centre-halves played well. I thought Dragoshin and Davies both played well. Dragoshin seemed to have just blocked absolutely everything that was hit at him. I don't know. He has a knack of just being in the right place when it comes to blocking shots. So did Ben, obviously. Not saying Ben didn't. Ben as well. Ben was really good with the ball today, I thought. I thought a lot of times where they were pressing, he would step up past the press, play a nice pass into Bentancur, who had a great game with the ball. He made a lot of interceptions, got us a lot of quick counter-attacks as well, which I thought at times we were wasteful. I thought Kulu was wasteful in the first half sometimes, giving the ball away cheaply. Didn't help. Second half, he did it, and then some of them worked out, and, you win some, you lose some on that regard. Archie Gray, can I just say, Archie Gray at left back, I thought was one of our best players today. I really, really thought he was one of our best players. And the irony to him playing as a centre half is that obviously he learns what the midfielders and what the centre halves would want the midfielder to do to help him out. Obviously, what the left back would do to help him out, what the right back would do to help him out. And I really did think he took all of that experience from playing centre half to go and play left back and understand what is it that I have seen at centre back that I would want my left back to do. And I thought he did that today. Good with the ball, defensively sound as a rock. I don't really remember him making a mistake. There's obviously going to be a mistake or two in anyone's game, but I don't remember him making a mistake. And I thought he was really, really good. Hey, Don, how are you? Look, Lancashire's boots touch grass day. Miracle. Yeah, it is a miracle, isn't it? It is a miracle. Hopefully, we get some chance news this week or tomorrow. Yeah, I think that's the other key thing from today is seeing those guys are burnt out. They are dead on their feet. Reinforcements are severely needed. Now, I very much doubt anyone is going to be in by Leicester. And by the way, I'm not going to have this. Isn't a conversation about Levy out or Levy in. Let's just talk about transfers as a whole. Let's try and not be, toxic or miserable or anything like that. I don't see any players being in by Sunday. Obviously, Brentford next weekend. So not this one coming, the one after. That is, I think, the day before the window shuts on the 3rd. Correct me if I'm wrong. Let me know in the comments. We need players in by that point. They need at least a couple in. We really do. I mean, can you imagine that squad right now? You've got 12 fit first teamers. Obviously, Kinski wasn't in that squad, and Spence is not in that squad. I get that because obviously they're not a part of the European squad. But could you imagine scenario for the weekend I'm talking about and the weekend previous? Had we had at least one more, now you're looking at going, well, that's 15 people in a squad. The next week you got 16 fit first teamers, and that makes a humongous difference to the energy levels, to the performances. Can we imagine getting to Liverpool? What is it? Second week of February, we play Liverpool. Romero's back. Mickey should be back for that game as well. He's back in training next week, so he should be back for that game as well. A doggy's going to be a little bit after that. We get that. I totally get that. Bissouma, we'll see about him, and Pape, we'll see about that, and Johnson, we'll see about that. But Bergval's emergence recently, he's been Bergval today was fantastic, absolutely fantastic. Bossed that midfield at times, But can you imagine having some of these players with an extra 10% in their gas tank? Had you had an extra 1 or 2 players in already this window, you'd look at Maddison today, who he'd ran out of legs. Could you imagine a Maddison having an extra 10% in that gas tank? A Son with an extra 10% in the gas tank? He would be absolutely game changing for us. And that's, I guess, maybe it's foolish positivity, maybe it's just stupid positivity, but that's the positivity that I'm trying to hold on to still. That Europa League is going well. We're sitting in 4th. Right now, obviously, depending on how some of these fixtures go, it might be 5th or 6th, but we're still sitting in a position where we control our destiny. That's all I wanted from Europa League is control your destiny. And you win your last game, you're through into the knockouts. You've controlled your destiny. Happy days. You're still in the EFL Cup. You've got a lead going into the Anfield game. You never know how these games work. And you're still in the FA Cup. Now, yes, the league form isn't great, and we all can agree the league form hasn't been good enough. And Spurs are historically known as a cup side, but to go into these cup competitions and actually sitting there going, actually, these cup competitions are going well. We're not going to Anfield having to chase a deficit. We're going into Anfield with a result. Going in there going, actually, we have a buffer. And you're going to go to Anfield potentially with your 2 centre-halves back. Vic might be back for that game. Kinski's going to be there, but Vic might be back. 1 or 2 other players back, and you start to look at it and go, hang on a second. That looks a bit more of a squad. I'm not seeing 14-year-olds on the bench. I'm seeing some real pros on the bench. Maybe Bissouma's back and Pape's back. And you start to look and go, well, we've got Bentancur, we've got Bergval, we've got Matters. Let's keep them boys going. And before you look at it and go, the squad looks better, but we still need to add 2 more in. Because I know what might happen is they go, well, look at all these players coming back. We might not need to add it in, but no, that's not the point. The point is, can you imagine that with an extra couple? So if you did pick up 3 or 4 injuries, you're not panicking because you have at least adequate depth. And that's why I'm excited. You are in these competitions. You are strong in these competitions. Yes, Villa away, until you play that game, you're strong in that competition because you have to play that game. Right now, are we in the FA Cup? Yes. Regardless of who we're playing, we're in the FA Cup. We're in a strong position there. You're going into the second leg at Anfield with a buffer, with a result. You're in a strong position there. You're in the Europa League. You control your destiny. You're in a strong position there. Yes, totally get the league position. Not going to argue with you. You'd be right in saying that's not good enough. I agree. But if you're adding in a couple of players that are ready to go right now in positions of real desperate need. I watched Hanko, by the way, against Bayern Munich. He looked a player. He looked a player, and he's still there. Like, he's not going to Juventus. Juventus are going to get Renato Vega from Chelsea. So Hanko's there. We could go get a David Hanko. You know, I'm not saying he's the guy. I'm just saying as a idea. But if you could imagine one or two more in quality positions of something that we truly, truly need, how much could that change our season? And maybe that's the stupid mentality that I've got. And maybe it's a bit of delusion. I totally get it if it is. But it's it's either that or be negative. And I want to still try and find positives in this season. And there are positives to find. I always say, I said to you yesterday, my favorite saying ever is every negative situation has a positive if you're willing to find it. And ours does have positive. Jed Spence looks a player. Mikey Moore's emergence looks a player. Bergvall, Archie Gray, all these guys look super talented. We're still in a great position in all the cups. There are some positives. But imagine adding in a couple more guys to make those positives just take another leap. There's opportunity for a cup final next month. In about a month's time, there's an opportunity for us to be in a cup final against Arsenal or Newcastle, which Newcastle taking a 2-0 lead back to St. James as part of them. It could be Newcastle. Europa League, I think at the start of this football season, we were actually determined to be the bookies' favourites to win this competition. I don't know what it is now. I can find out quickly. Bookie favourites, Europa League, 2024, 2025. Let's see. It's still us. We're joint with Man United, apparently. I'd take us over Man United, personally. Maybe that's delusion. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think we've played Man United twice this season. Well, when we had a somewhat fit team, we slapped the hell out of them. With our B team, we beat them 4-3. We scored 7 goals in 2 games against them. Maybe even just another 6 on midfield depth is great. Ian and Philip, how are you, my friend? Stay positive. We can whinge and moan as it does get negativity up. And last thing we need is more jinxing. I can't lie. I was trimming my mustache in the second half and they scored. Turned that thing off, put it down and went, maybe I'm at fault here. Maybe I'm the one at fault. And then we scored and I thought, well, it's now safe to finish it off. And then they scored again. I went, put it down. Stop doing stuff to your mustache. Do it after the game. And we didn't concede. So maybe I was the reason why we had conceded too. Apologies for that. Will I take Evan Ferguson? He's had a pretty rough time with injuries the last couple of seasons. So I don't know about that one personally. I want a defensive mid and I would like a defender personally. That's the way I'm at. A defender would still be lovely. How far realistically is Lancashire off from Ferguson? I feel like Ferguson, I would say is probably a level above him. Ferguson, I think it's recency bias because people look at Liam Delap and get excited. Ferguson was Liam Delap before Liam Delap. If you'd watched Brighton when Ferguson was doing his business at Brighton, you would know he was Liam Delap before Liam Delap. So he's still a good player with so much. I mean, he's like 19 still or 20. So he's still very young. So got more Prem proven experience than a Liam Delap as well. Feyenoord are a good team right now. Apparently they were close to sacking their manager because in the league they're not doing very well because it's their first season after Arne Slot. Could Basuma and Charleston lead this summer? They don't seem like Ange players to me. Absolutely, there's a possibility players could lead this summer. We have to be open to that idea, but that is in the summer. They will be here towards the end of the season. I thought Richie put a good shift in today. Obviously, it's his first game, so I wasn't holding to the expectation of I want goals. Have Man United scored, or have I just missed something? I think VAR are going to have a word. I think VAR might have a word there. Sorry, I'm behind because I paused it for a second. That would be soft. That's a soft goal. I'd be annoyed if that got ruled out against us. It got ruled out. Yeah, it's soft. The player went down knowing what he was doing. I'd be fuming if I was a Man United fan. Jimenez looked good. Jimenez did look good. A couple of good goals, good penalty. But look, do you know what? Overall today, guys, we won. We're in a great position in the Europa League. We look forward to Leicester at the weekend. My preview I will be doing tomorrow. I will do it tomorrow. Make sure you're there to join me because I'm actually really looking forward to doing that preview. It's nice to do a preview for another game after a win. It's just, gives me happiness, gives me excitement. It's like I want to do the preview, because normally I'm like, oh, I've got to do a preview for Spurs. Oh, yeah. Another player's injured. Yeah, we lost. Oh, everyone hates this club, And now I'm like, okay, we've got a preview. All right, well, let's do the preview. So we'll be doing that. Obviously, if Spurs chance news comes out, obviously we'll talk about it. You know what we do. Over the weekend, I might be a bit aloof in terms of videos. I'm going to go see a friend on Saturday. I'll be back Sunday. So we may not have a Sunday stream, if I'm honest. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see what I can do. We'll see what I can do. But look, go and enjoy the rest of the evening. Kick your feet up. Go and watch some football. All right. Enjoy it. You can watch the football now and be happy. Isn't that a beautiful feeling? Have a summer fruit squash. All right. Have yourself a summer fruit squash. Kick your feet up and enjoy it. Who wins, Bills or Chiefs? Hopefully the Bills, because I hate the Chiefs. Coming from a Pats fan, you know the rules. All right. Enjoy the rest of the evenings, everyone. Join the Discord. I'll put the link in the chat right now if you do want to join. Discord was great this evening. Everyone was in a great mood, and we were chatting away in there whilst the game was happening. So join. I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Peace.